Welcome back, grade 10s, to another video. Alright, so today we're going to be doing some simultaneous equations. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, so obviously we already know what equations are. Okay, we've got left hand side equal to right hand side. Okay, but now what is simultaneous? That's a humongous word. I don't know what that is. That just means I'm doing something at the same time. Okay, so I'm brushing my teeth, and I am bathing, okay, simultaneously, okay, meaning at the same time. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Okay, so in all the other equations that you've done so far, okay, you've only had to solve x, okay, but now simultaneously that means I'm going to have two things. Okay, so I'm going to have an x and a y that I'm going to have to solve at the same time. All right, so let's see how we do that. All right. All right, so let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so solve for x and y. Okay, so let's consider this. Let's consider the following. Okay, so here we've got x minus y equals 1. And here they give us another equation. Okay, so let me call this, let me classify these a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to dot, dot, dot. Okay, let me call this equation 1. And this is my second equation. They give me a different equation here. Okay, so they say x plus y is equal to 7. Okay, so now they give us two equations because we're solving for two letters. Can you guys see that? Oh, beautiful things. All right. So the first thing I want to do, okay, is I want to get something in terms of x. Okay, so remember when we were doing literal equations. Okay, what were we doing there? We were making something the subject of the formula. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. That's why we were doing those. Okay, because it's going to help us now with simultaneous equations. Okay, so I want to try and get my singular letter. Okay, in some examples there won't be singular letters, but the first thing I always look for is I want to look for the singular letter, meaning that there's nothing attached to my letters. Okay, there's not a 2x or a 3x or something. I'm looking just for x. All right, so luckily here we just have an x, we have a y, we have an x, we have a y. So here it doesn't really matter which letter you really choose. Okay, so I'm just going to choose this x over here. I want to make this the subject of this formula. Okay, so how am I going to do that? I'm going to say x equals 1 plus y. Right? So you know how to do this because of my literal equations video. Okay, if you haven't watched that, go watch that. You know what this is. All right. Now, this is my new equation 1. Okay, so I don't care about this one anymore. I don't care about it. Okay, this is my new one. Okay, because now I've made x my subject. Okay, now what did I just find x out to be? What is x now? It's telling me there. What is x? X is 1 plus y. Right. So that means that if I go now to the other equation, right, I know what x is. What is x? It's telling me here. What is x equal to? 1 plus y. So what is x equal to? 1 plus y. So I'm going to substitute what x is in my other equation. In my other equation. Please make it the other equation. Okay? Because if you substitute x in here, you're going to have 1 plus y equals 1 plus y. And then everything's going to cancel out. You're going to get 0 equals 0. That's never going to work out. So whatever you find in your equation 1, always substitute into the other equation. All right. So we know what x is. What is x? 1 plus y. So that's my x. All right. So I'm going to put that in a bracket, getting some good habits. All right. That's my x now. And then what's left over? I still have a plus, my plus, and I've got a y, and that's all equal to 7. Now look here. Now this equation number 2, equation 2. So it had an x and a y in it. But now that I substituted in for x, I substituted x. Do I have an x anymore? I don't have any more x's. That's amazing. All right? Because now what can I do? I don't have any x's anymore. Now I can solve for y. There's only y's now. Oh, maths is beautiful. Come on, can I get that? All right, so what is a positive 1? Okay, remember there's a little 1 here. So positive 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times y, positive y, plus y equals 7. All right, now let's solve for y. We know how to do this. We've done equations already. All right, so this is going to be 2y equals 7 minus 1, which is 6. All right, because there's the 1 there, it needs to go across. All right, and now I want just y. Remember, I'm solving for just y. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. All right, and we've got y is equal to 3. Fantastic. All right, now I solved for y. Fantastic. Have I solved for x yet? What is x? I don't know that. I don't know the value. I've only got the value for y. Okay, so what is y here? 3. So what is y here? 3. Yeah? Because I just solved what y is. Now I know what y is. Okay, so I've got 1 plus, what is y? 3. And what is this equal to? X. Yeah? Right? So I've got x is equal to 4. Oh, wow. Isn't that amazing, guys? Okay, now I've solved for x. Okay, I've solved for x. I've solved for y simultaneously. Right, so let's just go through that again. Okay, let's go through that again. Okay, so here, over here, we had x minus y equals 1. Right, and I said I'm looking for the singular letter. Right, so I made x in this case. I made x my singular letter, and I made that the subject. Okay, I could have made y the subject, or x, or that y. Okay, but I just chose this one. Okay, because it's the singular one. Okay, these are all singular, so it doesn't matter. Alright, you still get the same answer. Okay, so I made x the subject. Took my y across. Oh, 1 plus y, fantastic. Now I know what x is. Right, so I go to the other equation. Do I have an x here somewhere? Oh, there's my x. I know what that is. I just solved it. X is equal to 1 plus y. So this x is also 1 plus y. Right? Then plus y, 7. I solve for my y. I've got my y now. Okay? I solve for the y. And now I need x. I don't have x. Alright? I go back to what I made the subject. Remember I made x the subject? Okay? I know what y is. What is y now? I solved it. It's 3. 3. Okay, so now x is equal to 1 plus 3, which is 4. Okay, isn't that beautiful, guys? I mean, come on, maths is beautiful. I mean, come on. Alright. Alright, so let's move on to my next example. Right? So, solve for x and y, consider the following. Alright, let's look here. Right? So I'm looking for the singular letter. Singular. I don't want anything multiplied by it. Okay, so that's singular, cool. That's singular, awesome. This is not singular. Why? Because x is being multiplied with something. Or you can say y is being multiplied by something. I don't like that. I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to use either x or this y over here because there's nothing being multiplied here. Okay, so I'm going to make x the subject. So let's call this equation 1 and equation 2. Alright, so equation 1 here. Right, I'm going to make x the subject. Okay, so I've got 1 plus y again. Alright, so now this is my new equation 1. Okay, I don't care about this one anymore. Okay, you can scratch it out. I don't care. Alright, now they're telling me what is x. They told me what it is. X is 1 plus y. So what is x over here in this other equation? It's going to be 1 plus y. Right? So that's my x. Can you see that? That's my x. Right? What's attached to the x? A y. So what must be attached to 1 plus y? A y. Plus 1 equals 7. Alright, let's look here. Now, I need to simplify a little bit. Okay, so I've got y times 1, which is y. Y times y, which is y squared. Plus 1 equals 7. Okay, whoa. Let me stop right there. Okay, my previous video, what were we doing? We were doing quadratic equations. Awesome. Right? Now, we've got y squared. There's my clue. Right? So let me rewrite this quickly. Let's put the y squared in the front. Plus the y. Right? Now I know it's a quadratic equation, so what must I do? I need to get something. I need to get 0. 0 on this side. Okay, so for me to get 0 this side, what must I do with the 7? I need to take it across. And what's 1 minus 7? Negative 6. Fantastic. All right, in quadratic equations, okay, I need a 0 and I need something times something. Okay, this is trinomial. Factorize him. Okay, boom, boom. Let's factorize 0. All right, so we've got y minus y plus. Well, plus and minus come from this third term over here. Right, so the factors of 6 that give me 1. We've got 3 and we've got 2. Right, so that something equals 0 or the other something equals 0. Alright, so let's look at this. Now I'm solving for y. Alright, so let's take the 2 across. We've got y is equal to positive 2. Y is equal to negative 3. Alright, now can you see now sometimes, not all the time, sometimes I'm going to get 2 values for y. So what does that mean? I'm going to get 2 values for x. Alright, so if I substitute y equals 2 into this equation, okay, so I'm going to say if y equals 2, right, then x is equal to 1 plus 2, which is 3. Okay, or if y equals negative 3, that means that x is equal to 1 plus negative 3. Right? So positive and negative is just a negative. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Alright, so when y is 2, x is 3. When y is negative 3, x is negative 2. Alright, so sometimes that will happen. Right? But that's fine. Then if you have two values for y, then you get 2 values for x. Now, isn't that amazing, guys? Okay? Maths is amazing, but Jesus is more amazing. Okay, let's get it going. Alright, so moving on here. Right, so solve for x and y. Alright, I'm looking for a singular value, the singular letter. Alright, okay, so let's look at this. Alright, so I can choose either one of these equations. Okay, so let's call this equation 1. Okay, equation 2. Alright, so I don't care which one. Right, so I can do either this x here or I can do that x there. Okay, whatever floats your boat, man. Okay, I'm gonna try. Let's try a little bit something different now. Let's try this one. Okay, so x is equal to negative 1 plus y. Okay, let's try the other equation for once. Okay, so now I don't care about this one. Okay, this is my new equation 2. Okay, right, so let's x is now equal to minus 1 plus y. Okay, plus 2y equals 5. Okay, let's solve for y here. It's going to be 3y. Okay, take the negative 1 across, become positive 1. We've got 6. Y is equal to 2. Divide by 3 on both sides. Okay, now I know what y is, so I can now find x. Okay, so x is equal to minus 1 plus 2, which is 1. Okay, simple things. Right, easy peasy. Right, let's look at this now. Okay, solve for x and y. Alright, so over here, alright, again, I'm looking for the singular. Oh, fantastic. Look at equation 2 here. Right, equation 1 and equation 2. Right, here they gave me x. Right, I don't have to do the subject of anything. They gave it to me. Okay, so I can just substitute. Right, so here I've got 2. X is equal to 3y plus 12 equals 9 plus y. Okay, and we're going to have 2 times 3y, which is 6y plus 24. Okay, 9 plus y. Okay, and we're going to have 6y, take the y across, so 6y minus y, it's 5y, and we're going to have 9 minus 24, which is negative 15. Okay, right, and then we're trying to find for y, so y is equal to negative 3. Right, now I know what y is. Okay, so how am I going to find x? I'm going to substitute in for y. So x is equal to 3 times y, which is negative 3, plus 12, okay, which is negative 9, plus 12. Yeah, what is negative 9 plus 12? Okay, x is equal to 3. Alright, okay, I'm hoping this is making sense now to you guys. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, alright, so again, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to find the singular letter. Here's y. Okay, let's make y the subject here. So here's my equation 1, my equation 2. Alright, so we've got y is equal to 2 minus 3x. Alright, so this is my new equation 1. Don't care about this one anymore. Right, so what is y? Y is 2 minus 3x. So y is equal to 2 minus 3x. Okay, please put that bracket in there, guys. Alright, and then I'm going to have minus here. So multiply that minus in, minus 2 plus 3x equals 25. Right, I get my x's by itself. 9x is equal to 27. Okay, 25 plus the 2, 27. Right, I divide by 9 on both sides. X is equal to 3. Now I know what x is. I don't know what y is. What am I going to do? I'm going to substitute in x. Okay, so y is equal to 2 minus 3 times 3. But 2 minus 9, negative 7. Okay, can you see how quickly you guys can do this? This is so easy, guys. So easy. Alright, so that's the last example for today. I hope this helps for your exams and your tests. Alright, good luck, grade 10s.